But I was healthy. I had never been to the doctor before except to have my 2 children and a knee surgery. And when I was right before I was 35 years old, I was showering and I found a lump and it hurt. And it was obvious. And I wasn't checking for it, I was just bathing. And I was like, wow, how could I miss that? So breast cancer really didn't come to mind because this is not what you hear. And so anyway, I'd already had a doctor's appointment set up for myself for birth control and other, female issues. And I went to the doctor probably 3 weeks after I had found the lump, because it was already scheduled. It's like getting in a car wreck. I mean, it can happen to anybody at any point for no reason at all. You're just driving to work that day. It's a normal day, and somebody runs the intersection and hits your car. I mean, it's that random. And I didn't even use the word cancer for her in the beginning because I couldn't control what information was getting to her. So if she knew it was cancer and something was on TV or whatever, that somebody had cancer and they died, I just didn't want those mental images or that thought process to get to her. And so after I started taking the medicine, and we had basically just said that this was medicine to make me better, that it killed all the cells and it couldn't differentiate between good and bad cells, so that's why I lost my hair. So we kind of fed her that information as each step kind of came. And eventually she learned it was cancer. And I think they had told me when I was taking the epirubicin that that was the drug that was going to cause me to lose my hair, and I just watched that red, go all the way up. And anyway, they said 13 days from now, and sure enough, I was watching every day, just kind of checking. I saw my hair kind of here and there, but on that day, there was just no tension. When you touched your hair, it was like picking up lint. There was no give. I mean, I could just, a little bit like that, it would give me a handful of hair. It was a total difference, and it happened overnight. While I was seeing the surgeon, he was looking at the pamphlets with Sherry, and he went back to school and they told his pre-K teachers, this is what's going to happen to my mom. And he knew the process. He could just, tell you the order. And I checked into the hospital the next day, and Sherry was bringing him to the hospital, and he was going down the hall telling everybody, my mom is getting new boobs today, my mom's getting new boobs today. I mean, he was just happy, telling everybody all the way down the hall. And then he saw me, and he went back to school the next day, and so they asked him, how is your mom? He said, well, she's good, and she has these boobs. He said, but that round part? And they're like, you mean the round part that all boys and girls have? And he goes, yeah, that round, the nipple? Yeah, she doesn't have that yet. It would mean my kids not having to know what cancer was when they're 4 and 5 years old, or their mom losing their hair, or why they went from having a mom who worked all the time to one that was in home, in bed, sleeping, kind of greenish in color and bald, and why her friend Sherry was suddenly the one getting up every day, feeding them, taking them to school, was involved in all of their school activities.